of birds eating spiders, drinking her urine, and speaking in Latin to curse God. Latin is apparently the native tongue of all demons. Renz would perform a total of 67 exorcisms, each of them lasting from 1 to 4 hours. She would do this until she broke both of her kneecaps and ripped her tendons. She began eating the heads of birds, eating spiders, drinking her urine, and speaking in Latin to curse God. Latin is apparently the native tongue of all demons. Renz would perform a
Okay, so how hard is it when I try to tell you guys that when you're speaking English, you're literally blaspheming Hebrew language, words, spirit, people, and creator. Like it law, system, everything, life, everything. Love, everything, everything. It perverts everything that is Hebrew. So when I say pervert, it's like when they say the counterfeit kingdom, there's a kingdom of heaven and there's a kingdom on earth, that it's a copy and a counterfeit of what's in heaven. It can't create anything new. That's the when I say like the language of Hebrew is the spirit of the Most High, then like what people worship, it's not a person. Yeshaya, who y'all call Jesus, is the Hebrew. He's the language. What language do you speak? Oh, I speak Yeshaya, or I speak Hayanesi, which would have been what Moshe would have told everybody. Like Moses, be like Hayanesi, Hayashar Haya. This is the language that you speak. Okay? So, but the name of the language is the Spirit of the Most High, so it's called Aheb Ruach, which is the love of the Spirit, and that Spirit is the Spirit of understanding, or the Spirit of quick understanding. I say Aheb Ruach Kokma, or Aheb Ruach Kokma. Aheb Ruach Kokma Asaya. That's what I call it, because I understand it's so that I don't forget that the word is living, and it's not like how we've been taught the language is all willy-nilly and everybody is just free willy talking around here in Babylon, which equates to nothing, literally. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when he said the girl got possessed and then started speaking in Latin in order to curse the Most High. Okay, so when I said English is made up of Anglo-Saxon and Latin, okay, that's the majority of the language, Anglo-Saxon and Latin, and for the most part, the Anglo-Saxon is angels of Satan, okay? The angels that fell from heaven and decided to take any of the daughters of earth that they chose. That is what Anglo-Saxon stands for. Any of the daughters of men that they chose. The Highlanders, the ones that fell down on the high lands, came down from the high land, the high mountains, the Mount Harmon, okay? So, and then you would have Latin. Latin is legion. Legion is the result of what happened after. Okay, so that's English is a language of before and after. It's its own it's its own story. It's its own god, pantheon, whatever you want to call it. It's legion. It's the Roman legion. What do you call it? The Roman not the Colosseum, the Greco-Roman, how they would like Romanize everything. They would take romanticize everything and Romanize everything. They would exalt everything, but with a Romanized twist to it. So they would copy and counterfeit everything, but change those things from those places into their own likeness. Let us make this image in our likeness. So it's a hybrid. Okay, the same thing that their parents did. Their parents said, let us take any of the women, the daughters of men, as our wives. And what happened? They created hybrids. Because the women were just, like, that's how they were going to get rid of men. Okay? And at the same time, they were going to do the rest of the world too. They were not only hitting women, they were hitting on animals too, and beating them down and making them have children, their children also, just like the women. That's what you get in a zoo. The women were just tossed in just like the rest of the animals. Okay? And then it's their own little ark. Remember the angels, they took 200 of every animal, of every species. Okay? There's 200 angels, took 200 of every animal, every species. And out of those 200, they multiplied themselves out of them, of all these different species. And the hybridness is the abomination. That's how you have Eve and Lucifer. That would have been a woman, okay, or a daughter of man, okay, Eve. And then it's also Lucifer, which is an angel, a Highlander, somebody that came down and made a pact with the rest of his brothers to take over the world and run mankind off the earth, off the face of the earth, white man out. Okay, so you have Eve and Lucifer, evolution. Okay, elusive. Okay, so what you have is that's their claim to fame. That's their mother goddess. That's their hybrid Eve, evolution. Okay, that's how they want to do it, and that's how the world revolves. That's their revolution. That's their rebellion. Revolution, rebellion. Revolution. Okay. So you gotta realize that this guy, even he is telling you that it is widely known in the study of demons, okay, and witchcraft and sorcery and dark magic, that they use Latin language, legion, mostly, legion, leagues, legends, okay, lexicon, language, spells, okay, hexes, vexes, vixens, okay, hybrids. That's what they use. They use counterfeits. Like a counter punch? Yes, like a counter punch. A counterfeit. The only way to beat them is to join them. You gotta fit in where you get in. Counterfeit. Make them fake it till you make it. So make them take it. Make them take the fake. Counterfeit. That way you win the real. Make them take the fake world while you take the cake world. Okay. Like a cake walk. It's not even a fight. They think they get what they want, but you really get what you want. Okay. That's war. And anything else you call it, you can call it any type of government diplomacy. You can call it history or whatever the hell you want to blasphemy out your mouth. Okay, it doesn't matter because the Most High is not dealing with your language. Your language is blasphemy to his ears, and the spirit of it is reeking to his smell, to his nose, to his senses. It cannot coexist. So it's damned to hell and death. Okay, that's why it's the two. When they say death and taxes, that's death and Hades. Okay, just to let you know. Okay, that's death and hell. Okay, death is a part of life. No, it's not. Death ends life. Okay, life ends death. Okay, that there's not a part of each other. That's one ends the other. They're not coexisting. Okay? So the Most High is the Word. The Word is life. Okay? So life commands death. Once life enters the realm of death, then the death have to take orders, and your steps or orders. So therefore this death gets to step in, and it is no longer dead. Death begins to walk the earth. Oh wow. Okay. Death is an angel. Oh, okay. Alright. Life from the grave, life from death. Alright. So what are you really? So are you worshiping the flesh? The flesh is death. Okay, the life from the death is the breath. Okay, so at the end of the day, they're using your life, your breath, from the death, the salvation that you have from death, to program you, rewrite you, fool you back into dying again. To death permanently, because it's like you're a programmer. So if you die and then you come back and then you force yourself to die the second time, you're programming yourself. You're gonna get what you asked for. You're creating a repetition. You're creating as a beginning, so too shall be in the end for yourself. See, but that's what the Most High told you. He said if you're living from the beginning, if you're alive from the beginning, your name is written in the book of life from the beginning, from the foundation of the earth, then you'll have life, so too shall be in the end. Same in the end. Okay. So here we go, bro. Like you just gotta look at how there are people that are possessed, and you guys really chalk it up to aliens and governments and all type of stuff like that. Like, oh, that's the deep state. Oh, that's the Illuminati. Oh, it's a cult. Oh, that dude's he's a MK Ultra. Oh, this guy, he's a shill. He's a leftist. He's an extremist. All these different names you call the devil. What did I tell you guys about this dang devil? Okay, he'll start speaking in Latin in order to curse the Most High. So all these darn Latin words start coming out. And the Most High is all about understanding. Well, if you're speaking in Latin to curse the Most High, and the Most High is all about understanding, so you're causing confusion. And the Most High said, I'm not the author of confusion. Okay? So he'll allow what he has given, he will not take away. Said, what the Most High has created, let no man take away. He gives blessings forever. But he'll put you in a place where your blessings are going to be, challenged. If you're abusive or something like that, or you don't use what he gave you to use, right? He'll put you in a place where your blessings matter not. You still have them, but, he'll add on to you. That's what he does. So, and multiply on your ass too. That's what he does. Okay, exponentially. Magnify your ass. That's what he does. Okay? Or he'll decrease your ass. So yeah, you want to take it away, he'll just turn your shit down. Okay, either way it goes, he don't take it away. He just governs it, if you will. Put holes in your shit. You keep it, but it's raggedy because you fell off or you turned against him. Whatever. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. So that's a gift to be able to speak and breathe and understand and communicate. It's so much grace in that your hands cannot achieve. You know what I mean? Heaven he's like, if you could achieve these things by your right hand, then I will call you God. He said, if you can save your own life, if you can add one day to your life, if you can add an hour to your life, he'll call you God. Which he said, if you can add an hour to your life with your right hand, if you can add a day to your life with your right hand, if you can get yourself into heaven by your right hand, then I myself will declare you as God. That's what he told you. He said that shit's impossible. That's why he told you that shit. Because you're his right hand, first off. You know what I mean? Made in the image of his right hand is the mold, and you are the little pieces. You are the replicas. You are the expendables. The expansion. The expanse, the raka, the space, the magnificence, the plentiful, the life. Okay? So the point is, if you misuse this, like I said, put you in a place where, he'll turn your shit down, whatever. And that's what he's all about. He said, as in the beginning, so too shall be in the end. You have everlasting life in the beginning to the end. And, but you'll be living with me or you'll be living with death. One of the two. You know what I mean? He said one of the two. So, at the end of the day, he said you be living up or you be living down. You know what I mean? I'll turn you up or I'll turn you down. Away from life. Knowing or not knowing. Knowing you got the power that he gave you or not knowing. He was like, you won't lose it, but I'll take your memory away that you even have it. You know what I mean? The dead don't know nothing. They don't even know they even had a life type stuff. They don't know nothing. You go over there talking about you talking to the dead. And that's what he's telling you, like you're being fooled right to your face. I'm not the author of confusion. That's what he told you. Trying to tell you this stuff. But he said all this Latin and stuff started coming out. All this English, this Anglo-Saxon started coming out. And fooling you guys. Ping-ponging you, keeping you in the loop. And sparking you up, arcing you up, climbing on up, straight. They point you in a direction and then walk all over you. Shit, that's the way that they do it, like a bridge or a ladder. They just point you in a direction and they walk over you. A ladder. That's what you do. You point a ladder in a direction and then you walk over the top of it. Bam, that's just it. That's how a ladder works. You stage it. You stage it. We're staged. Stooges. You know what I mean? Servants. You know what I mean? That's how we were created. You know what I mean? We were never taken away from that. We're just turned up or turned down because there's the counterfeit. What are they gonna do? They can't do nothing new. They can only do with us what the Most High let us do, and then He allows us to decide whether we'll serve the Most High, serve up, or serve down. Okay, evolution. Even Lucifer. You know what I mean? He already told you he chopped off his dang legs and made him crawl on his belly, and then the fall of man come down to the earth. Even Adam and Eve come down here to earth. Well, we're already we're in the garden, but we were kicked out. See, we're on the earth, okay, from the beginning, but we're in a garden, which is, I think, would be more so it's a beast, which I would have called the dragon. The garden is the dragon. In the center of the garden, the center of the dragon is its knotty parts that you would call a tree. Okay? And the tree has dingleberries, if you want to call it fruit, or whatever. And you start doing that type of stuff. And the spirit of that tree, what do you think that stuff is? Yeah, that spirit of that, eating that fruit, causes this sin in the flesh and the skin and all that stuff. So yeah, man, it's legion. You know, oh, it's lotion. Just rub it on. No, it's legion. It's the trillions. The tree. The tree of the serpents X and Y, if you want to call that. Okay. Good and evil. It wasn't the tree of life. It was the tree of knowing good and evil. Okay. So that tree, when the Most High said don't touch it, that's a seal. That's sealed. That's one thing I'm just now realizing, just now as I spoke that. Just at that moment. It's like, you know what? He sealed that. And then it was suddenly unsealed. He said, don't do this. And nobody in heaven would do it. Who's going to do it? Nobody's going to do it. It's these 7 seals. And all of a sudden, what happens? Seals started to get broken. Well, this woman you gave me, well, didn't I say Eve was from Adam? Like a son of Adam? You know what I mean? It's in a metaphorical way, but not a literal way. You know what I mean? It's flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. That would be my child. That's my son. That's me. It's Adam. If you don't want to look at it as if it is Adam's child, then you would look at it as it is Adam, like a mini me Adam, but with a different perspective. Okay. But at the same time, it talks about, this is another thing that hit me yesterday, how you have Adam was an immaculate, Eve was an immaculate birth from Adam. So Adam was an immaculate birth from death. Comes in fearfully and wonderfully made. And then from Adam was an immaculate birth of Eve. From Adam, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. Okay. Because there was and then from from man, there's one more. There's Yasha from Mary. So it's like 3 immaculate births. You know what I mean? Adam, Eve, Yashaya. Now, one thing I can say is that when you're looking at it, it's not so much about Adam, Eve, and Yashaya. It's more so first from the man, then from the woman, and then what do they say? What is the end all about? The end is all about the coming of the Son of Man. Okay, it's talking about the child. It was a miraculous. Okay, so it was Eve. That was one. I shouldn't say Eve. From Adam, from man, 1. From woman, 2, because of an immaculate birth. From man was 1. An immaculate birth, conception. We'll say conception. An immaculate conception from. So the way the thing is, Eve was formed out of flesh. Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Okay? So, but Mary was formed, not Mary was formed. Yashaya had Mary, I shouldn't say Yashaya had Mary. Yah made Yashaya out of Mary through faith. Okay? It was her faith that gave her the grace of Yashaya. Okay? So he wasn't made of flesh more so. He was more so made of faith and grace. Alright? Because he said, I come to do my Father's work. He's like, it's not what I come to do, it's about my Father. You know what I mean? That's the grace. It's already, he is John in that way. He is Enoch in that way. He's walking the grace of his Father, in his Father's footsteps, walking with his Father. His Father won't forsake him. He is with his Father. His steps are ordered. He has to do this in order to fulfill prophecy. Prophecy is what? The word of his Father. The word of his Father is what he is with. He is come to do. Okay. So, like, when you're saying an immaculate conception, there's an immaculate conception because man was made out of the breath and the will and the spirit, okay, of Yah, alright? From death, life from death, fearfully and wonderfully made, light out of darkness, okay. And I was also looking at how the moon and the sun would have been. It's like there was the sun, like Adam, and then all of a sudden he divided the day from the night and put a light for the night the same as it was for the day, which would have been the moon from the sun. Okay, the light from the sun and the light from the moon. So the moon and the sun are like when you have like Adam and Eve. All right. So remember, he makes two of everything. All right. So that's another thing. When he's talking about at the end, the Son of Man, what else is there also with the Son of Man? There's the bride. So there's the Son of Man is the life, and the bride is resurrected from death. All right? And then that will create new life, new Adam. Okay? A new man. Or if you would call it man, but he said we're no longer going to be men, but man will be saved through that. So it's essentially, yeah, it's like he's saying everything has to die in order to receive it. It's like he's only come to save what's dead, to resurrect what's dead. It has to die in order to be resurrected, in order to receive. Death is feminine, I suppose, if you would have called it that. I wouldn't say that, but yeah, it's because death is a horseman, and it's definitely a male angel. But I guess you could say they're androgynous if you want to say the big ones, the big angels, the archangels are kind of, I guess. So what you have is you have an immaculate conception as Adam as life from death, as Eve as a duplication, a multiplication. He said 1 plus 1 1 times 1 don't equal 1. 1 times 1. He's got 2 right there. Adam and Eve. Okay, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, 1 times 1. Okay. And then out of that, there was the female is what Yeshua came through, but by the will and faith, the will of the Most High is the faith of the woman. Because that was what he commanded Adam to do. He's like, I'm giving you a woman so that there will be my will outside of you, around you, as an angel, as a messenger for you. If you don't program it to be, then the devil is going to be a messenger around you, pretty much. Life or death, you choose. Good wolf, bad wolf. Okay, so essentially it's like he took the beast, the death part, more so the distraction, I guess you want to call that, is Eve. Because Adam, what was it like what he was naming beast, you know what I mean? He was naming all the animals. That was supposedly his job. Alright? So that's kind of like all he knew. And then like he had, that was his work, but then he got put to rest and laid down into a deep sleep and operated on, and out comes Eve out of a rib, And pretty much she is him, but he's got he names her just like he named all the beasts, okay, but he named her as like after all the beasts, all right? It's like, and then after that, his new life was all about her, teaching her the ways. Because what happened when the beast came through her to get to him, then the Most High said, okay, well, since you did this, I'm going to make you subjective to where my will is going to go through him straight to you, and you're going to be subject to him. You know what I mean? Since you didn't listen to me, and you telling him now, because he already told, like, he told them both. Or I guess he told Adam. What we're told is that he told Adam and not Eve. But, and since Adam was first and eldest and all this, closest and all this, more whole and all this, then, you know, that's where it ended up. Pretty much, he's got to look at it and say, okay, well, it's going to be turned, what you use to defy me is going to be turned against you in reverse. I'm going to counterfeit your curse, pretty much. It's going to make you undo your own curse. It's like, since you did this, then it's going to reverse. You're going to have to accept what you did as law. Pretty much, like, the whole universe is going to have to, like, make sure that you experience this as like a banner. It was like it was a sentence, obviously. So it's like it's a title. It's a title. It's how do you say? It's your claim to fame at that point. You know what I mean? It's like when natives, when they say they would name a Native American back in the day, not just off of, oh, right away as soon as they're born they got a name. They'd be like, oh, they wait around and wait till they do something or life reveals something about them, and then they, you know, the tribe say, yep, that's their name. Bam. You know, if they did, if life reveals something funny or silly, then they give them a funny or silly name. Gave them something courageous or wise, then they give them a courageous or wise name. So what we're looking at is how, you know, you'd have the name, you know, that he's given and given her. Like, Adam come from the earth. Remember, the earth was formless and was void and formless, without life. You know what I mean? So, like I said, with all these beasts and all this stuff, he's just over here looking around, and all of a sudden he's got Eve, and he's looking at himself. He's just like, okay, flesh, my flesh, boom, boom, boom. I'm okay, thanks, brother. And then all of a sudden he says, one times one. You know what I mean? Like, this is what it is. And, you know, she has to deal with, you know, trying to, instead of them just being like equal, you know, she screwed it up and tried to take the lead. You know what I mean? And then messed up that. So that became her like title after that. and every woman's title after that. All men are Adam. Do you understand that? All Adam is men. Well, the purebloods, let's just say that. And all Eves are Eves. All right? All women are Eves. All men are Adams, and all women are Eves, made in the likeness of one. So all of the men are one, all of the women are one, but together they're made in the likeness of one. Do you understand? So 1 times 1 ain't 1. You got 3 difference from 1 right there. You got a trinity from 1 right there. Splendid. Alright? Splendor right there. Exponential to the 3rd power. Right there. Well, we got other stuff coming here. 4 corners. You know? It's the 4th corner. It's coming in here, like I said, with the sun. But yeah, Eve's got her little claim to fame name for doing that stupid game she played. So the tribe names was like, yo, yeah, you know, the Most High is the tribe. He's like, because Yeshaya explains it like that. He explains, you know, he says, I am the head of the body, and you are my parts. Everybody is a piece of the body. It serves a part in the body, sends a message to the body, hands down through the body. It's ordered through the body, taken care and served through the body. My body. My body works a certain way, and everybody is going to work that way. If you work outside of the way, you're outside of the body. Outside of the body is a free radical. It gets removed, and you better holler before you get kicked out. You're going to be in the trash, and you're going to be dressed up like trash. You're going to get removed like trash. If you're going to look like then you go get, like, you know, pretty much. If you look like skit, you're going to get skit like skit. That's the way it is. Alright? You got to clean out the inside. It's not from the inside. You know what I mean? The body is meant to work a certain way. It's going to get rejected. Not a part of the body. We'll take what is, you know. We're going to reject what's not. And these things come to pass. They go through and they go away. They're served, or they serve, and then they leave. You know what I mean? The Most High is forever. It's the head that says, hey, this stays and this goes. My body, not my body. Okay. But when you have a demon come in and possess you, you're gonna be putting stuff in, and you're gonna be like, oh, you're not gonna be efficient at all. You're not even gonna be recognizable as anybody that you know. Like I said, you have no identity, split personality. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm from like this time, and I remember this life. No, bro, you're not some. Oh, I remember this lifetime and this, and I'm speaking to this person. Nope, you're not, bro. It's possession. You are but a vessel, a host, okay? And when the spirit comes in, you become a hostage. A house is a host until somebody takes it hostage by residing in it, okay? Hostile. You ever see that movie? Hostile? Yeah. It's pretty much the same explanation. So you have the movie versus the commercials. The commercials show you a hotel. A hotel. Okay. And it's all good times, good things. But, that's what you hear. But the people that create these things, run these things, operate out of these things, like I said, it's a host until the possessor comes in, and it's a hostage situation. Okay. Like Vegas. Alright, Mandalay Bay type stuff. But, yeah, man, what you gotta realize is like I said, bro, they're gonna speak in tongues. It's confusion. The confusion is that you're forced to speak this way in order to receive. It's code. It's like say the magic word, say please, say thank you, or there's punishment. No, you can't have this, or no, you can't go there, or no, you can't eat this, no, you can't leave, no, you can't come. No, they can't be with you. No, no, no. No. Remember, on the Navajo traditional teachings, the elder was saying, he said, back in the day, he said, before we came over here to this land that we call the Four Corners, we came from the east of the Mississippi River. And over there, it's pretty much Babylon was going down. And they said, hey, there's a big division, a big split, a house divided all of a sudden. All right, a kingdom divided. So we can't be with these cats, and these cats can't be with us. And this is where the yes and the no was created in this land of what we call America. Yes and no. And here it goes. The name of the Most High, okay, has to do with the word history. So what word sounds closer to yes or no? History sounds closer to yes than it does no. Yesterday, history, yes, no. Okay, so Yashaya, Yash, Yesh, Haya. Okay, the Most High's name, Haya Nessi. Not Tennessee, Haya Nessi, because that is what Moshe from Yasha, from yes, because who led those people out of Babylon, east of the Mississippi River, to the west, to the desert, across the Red River of Texas? I mean, it was a Red Sea back then, but, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, who's counting? Okay, Iceland, Greenland, who cares, right? Old world, new world, whatevs, right? Mudflake. But who led them out of? They had a pathfinder. Okay, Lewis and Clark? No, it wasn't Lewis and Clark. They didn't do the Oregon Trail and guide them all the way over from the Mississippi to Arizona. No, it was Moshe. Okay, we all call Moses. Okay, they were under Pharaoh. He said, let my people go. Either you coming or you're not. Yes or no. And the person that created that, they're mad at, because remember in the desert they were fighting. They were like, well, we want this and we want that. Oh, Moses, you don't know where you going. Oh, you're leading us over here and you're leading us over there, and you don't really know, you're lost, and the Most High is forsaking us and such and such. It's like, you done forgot about all the miracles and stuff we done did to get over here, to get out of here. You done forgot already. You forsaking the Most High, like, he had to give him the commandments and all this. Like, he went through a lot. But everything started with the yes or the no. It's like, be careful what you ask for. So, like, he got them out of there on the way over here. But the person that led him, who was that? Yeshaya said, I am the one that led you out of Egypt, out of the Egypt, okay, across the Red Sea. Okay, so over here around Memphis, Alexandria, Cairo, Chicago, Egypt, okay, this land on the Mississippi River, soon as your butt get past this Mississippi River, you got the Red River, which is like between Arkansas and Texas, okay, in Oklahoma area. But this thing is not a damn river. I don't know what the hell. When I saw the Mississippi River, it didn't look this big, okay? It's like Iceland and Greenland. They tell you it's a river. Well, when you get there, and so Iceland and Greenland, they tell you that Iceland is made of ice and Greenland is made of grass. It's a good place to go for good grass and nice weather at Greenland. And it's a bad place to go for Iceland. But when you get to Iceland, it's green and grass. And when you get to Greenland, it's ice and tundra, permafrost. Okay? So, Old World, New World, Red River, Red Sea. Okay, the Mississippi River is not always a river, if you want to call it that. Sometimes it's a big ass sea. Just look at it. When the levees break and the ocean water come in, what's that? Seawater, I guess. I guess. All of Texas, half of Texas is underneath a flood bowl. Like it's a basin. It's a big basin. It's mostly under, like, it's seashells. Those plateaus are shelves that were on the seafloor. Okay? So seamounts and star forts, that's all Texas really is. It's another extension of that ancient land that we're calling the Red Sea. That's why Texas is full of military. It's just like Egypt, because that spirit, Pharaoh, all right, biggest military in the face of the earth, right there, Texas, where Pharaoh ended up falling off into the Red Sea, they closed in on them. Where is that at? Texas. All right, between Arkansas and Texas. All right. And they were carrying the ark with them. No, did they carry the ark? I don't think they were carrying the ark around that time. But anyway. But yeah, man, I've been paying attention to, like, all the stuff adds up. It all adds up. Like, they can only tell so many lies before you realize the lies are based off of truth. Their lies that they call truth is based off of an actual truth. And their lies are counterfeit truth and segments and parts. But when you hear it and you see that there's one truth and that all these other little lies all point to this one truth, they're like leaves on a tree. Lies to truth. Do you understand? Do you see that? They're like leaves on a tree. Lies to the truth. You got to look at the fruit. You got to judge the roots. Okay? These leafy trees, it's not going to work. Okay? Now, you can use these lies to heal yourself, these leaves to heal yourself. You know what I mean? Because this world is full of stickers and thorns, canes, swords. So, and hell, death, fallen angels, legion, the children of the fallen. Like I said, Latin and English. You're speaking it's coming out your mouth. You're speaking these curses, and then they conglomerate into a manifestation. And you do it unknowingly, and it just you're blind to it. You know what I mean? You don't see the wind coming, you feel it. I guess you could see if something was there for it to manipulate. But essentially, like I said, it's like a sneeze. It just pop up on your butt and come right up out of you. Just like I said, like possessed, man. Like you're a hostage to a sneeze. It's that easy. That's all the devil looks for. It's just that entrance right there. It's done. It's like if I can just hitch a ride on a sneeze, I'm free. Like a genie out of the lamp. Gone. Jumping out the gym. Gone. Did he? Yes, he did. Straight up. That's how they do it. That's how they do it. I'm trying to tell you. They got 7 ways of Sunday they brag about to do this. Fallen, you go watch that movie, they just touch by hand, touch you on the shoulder or something, and they up in you. Shoot. Other stuff is like, other movies they'll try to tell you if you just touch an item, they could be stuck inside of an item, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You touch an item and that item will possess you. It's like, oh, you got the love of if it's like a precious type of an item or something, it's a conduit or conductor that they can direct themselves into you, if you understand that. That's why a lot of sin is such an item, idolization. It's a tool. Sin is a tool for them to step on up into you like a ladder, point it right at you and get up in you. Sin. That's how it is. That's what sex is about. That's what the Vex is. A vixen, sex, vixen, sexen, vixen, sexen, Anglo-Saxon, Anglo-Vixens, Anglo-Vaccine. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Just point it up in you. And then, bam, you're a hybrid. Got a hybrid up in you all of a sudden. Like I said, they don't give a dang about man no more. It's all about this new stuff. You the old busted stuff, K. We the new hotness, J. You know what I mean? That Men in Black type stuff let you know. It's about to get spooky. Real nasty. Humans and children, well, they're going to be after the children. But the rest of man is just fiddle fatter and food. Cannon fodder and food. Body parts and pieces. It's a nasty script. You know? It's very nasty. Like I said, these are seals that they break. These are seals, like I said, man, this is what they do, bro. Like, these are, like they said, people talk about 7 virtues and 7 sins. Like I said, there's a counterfeit for everything, bro. There's plans, bro. They got reasons. Science always brags about a method to the madness. That's what we're looking at, bro. It's a method to the madness. So yeah, the way that this video started out, like I said, bro, they're telling you. It's not just me telling you. I've been telling you, but you know, to stumble upon some people to just outright say it, but not even having no clue how much it's so true. It's like I said, man, like I said, bro, like people don't have understanding and they speak careless words that are very powerful, and they don't care how much. They don't even pay attention to what they say to know to care. That's how careless they are. It's crazy. Crazy. They're not careful. That's careless. You know what I mean? Not careful with what they say or who they say it to or how they say it or where they say it, when they say it. These are all virtues. You understand? You know what I mean? Carefulness. On that note, to the Rabbi Hai Shai Hai Kadosh Kadash Kadesh, to the Rabbi Shai Kadesh Kadash Kadosh, to the Rabbi Heb Ruach Hakma Asaya Kadosh Kadash Kadesh. Kun.